In this tiny, quiet enclave off Mill Road in Yaphank, the field that was once the center of a popular summer camp here betrays, at first glance, little of the history of what went on here from the mid-1930s to the early 40s.
Vern, what is this?
This is the entrance to Camp Siegfried.
Camp Siegfried, operated by the pro-Nazi group German-American Bund in the lead-up to World War II, attracted thousands of young New York area campers to experience the great outdoors, group athletics, and goose stepping.
Right beyond that White House, you can see just through the trees, is where the central plaza was, where marching took place, where festivities took place, where all sorts of, it was really the center of the camp.
Nazi rallies.
Nazi rallies, right.
Wow.
Vern Gay, Newsday's veteran television industry writer, reports the camp instilled Nazi ideology in the minds of young campers.
Their worldview, which was indoctrinated into these kids, was that the Jews had been taking over the world and it was time to get rid of them and to move the pure Aryan race in.
I hope to shine a light on a sort of terrifying and chilling piece of history that I didn't know about.
Bess Wohl has written a play set at Camp Siegfried that opened off-Broadway this month.
I think it's really important to think about how people get indoctrinated into fascism and extreme movements, and hopefully to use the stories from our past to help us avoid making those same mistakes again.
Vern, Park Boulevard here. What did that street used to be called?
Hitlerstrasse.
Hitler Street.
Hitler Street.
Reminders of a mostly buried past resurfaced from time to time in a neighborhood that would prefer to put Camp Siegfried behind it.
It kind of flares up every now and then where someone will buy a property and an old record will surface and it will say Adolf Hitler Street.
At the Longwood Public Library, local history librarian and archivist Melanie Cardone Leathers has documented the story of Camp Siegfried for more than a decade.
If you look very closely at their uniforms, you see these little flashes of light of the SS symbol. So they are actually wearing a version of the Nazi youth outfit.
These were American children, not Germans, who traveled by the thousands to Yaphank, mostly from the city.
There was a special train from Penn Station.
What do you mean?
Camp Siegfried Express. It would leave Penn Station and around 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, depending on the time of year. And it'd have about 12 to 14 cars full of people. Nazi flags would be on display. People would be wearing uniforms.
The German-American Settlement League, which took over what was Camp Siegfried, required that all residents here be of German extraction, up until just a few years ago.
They had still racial covenants in place.
A 2017 settlement between neighborhood officials and the New York State Attorney General ended the German descent requirement and forced the group to reform its policies and operations. But to this day, the sign at the entrance to the neighborhood does not encourage the presence of outsiders. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.